led by Chief DiFlumeri. Thank you. Please be seated. Good afternoon, and thank you all for coming. Very, very impressive turnout. My name is Jim O'Mara. I'm the town administrator. I've been here for 20 months, and this is amazing. This is really amazing. I'd just like to take a moment to thank everybody who came from near and far. The uniform contingency is very, very impressive. And I thank you all for your service, everyone. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Board of Selectmen. To your left, my right, Chairman Dan Guy, Vice Chairman Joe Simone, Bob Marchant, Joe Aiello, and Michael Clement. We have our town clerk, MJ McCullough, and Pastor John Howard, who will do the invocation. What do I want to tell you? I don't know how many chiefs they've had in Newton, and I was going to say this is a momentous occasion, but I'm going to go out on a limb and share with you that this is a historic moment, very much so. Probably no more than, if you count on two hands, have held the title of chief. And Rob, has stepped up, taken the reins, and will guide this department into the future. 103 years ago, the department was formed. There were no cruisers. Police officers left from home to answer calls. Today, the new department is 8 full-time police officers, excluding the chief. The chief makes 9. He's a working chief. We have 3 part-time officers, an office manager, a contract prosecutor, and an animal control officer. And of course, our dispatch partners from the Rockingham County Dispatch. And again, all the uniforms that come to see red and blue come together. The only thing that's missing is white. I'm really floored. Robert DiFlumeri began his career in public service in 1994. He was appointed firefighter in Saugus, Massachusetts. From 94 to 2007, Rob focused his career in firefighting and quickly became an integral part of the fire service in Saugus. In November 2007, Rob completed the full-time police academy in Concord. And just as an aside, I asked him how he did it and still was full-time in Saugus. He refused to answer. He said something about swaps. I'm not really sure what that means. He was hired by the Newton Police Department in 2008. During his tenure with the Newton Police Department, Rob immersed himself in the community and has gained a passion for police work, for the community, his peers. This passion for the job earned Rob the title in 2014 of Patrol Sergeant. While in this role, Rob has spent time working in the Newton PD Drug Task Force, and all the while still committed to his career as a firefighter. Rob spent 30 years as a dedicated, passionate public employee, and will continue to serve us for many years in the future, I'm sure. During the discussions in the selection process, I will share with you that there was some mention that because Rob couldn't figure out whether he wanted to be a cop or a firefighter, he was indecisive. And that's not a characteristic you want in a chief. However, with that being said, someone whispered in my ear and said, "You should see him when the S hits the fan." And so that made me feel a lot better, and I know the Board of Selectmen feel much better about it as well. At this point in time, I would ask you to stand, and I invite Pastor John Howard of the Just Church to provide us with an invocation.
Thank you, one and all. God, please bless the life of Chief Rob DiFlumeri and bring blessings over his family. Bless the relationship with those given into his management care. Bless the relationship with this Newton community, the town staff, our community fire departments, area officials, businesses, and organizations, to bring a unity of purpose and respect for Newton's best benefit and future. God, help us to have faith and trust in the chief's commitment to protect and serve in his leadership over the Newton Police Department. God, we ask you for protection from those things that seek to divide, devour, and destroy. God, we ask for safety. We need peace and comfort in our relationships and in our community, and we need security. So important, Lord, and we just ask that you would help this police department with his leadership to bring that. And the connections, bless the connections of all those that will be helping him to do his job, supporting him to be the best he can be. And he also would be supporting us and serving this community. God, we finally ask for your blessing upon the Newton community, and that we can love, serve, and grow together. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. At this time, I would invite former selectman and former chairman of the board, Matt Burrell, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Matt. At this time, for some remarks on behalf of the Board of Selectmen, I'd like to introduce the chairman, Daniel Guy.
You guys can sit down. You don't need to stand for this. Except for you, Rob. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. When I was invited to this roast, so 13 long months, many candidates, the board interviewed to try to find our next chief. It was not easy. There was a lot of great candidates that we interviewed. We even picked some of them, and it still didn't work out. But we were looking for our hometown chief. And when we interviewed Rob, we knew he was our guy. You don't know this, he bought the old police station. And if that wasn't good enough, he bought the house next door to the police station. So it's obvious this was destined to be, and we couldn't be more happier. Rob, you have the full support of our board for you to succeed. And you really need to know that. Like, we will support you in anything you need. You just have to ask, and you have our support. We couldn't be more excited about this next step, this next level that the police station is going to be. So for that, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I told Chief DiFlumeri this morning there is already a petition being circulated by the staff that they want him to move. They're afraid that if they stop for more than 45 minutes at 3 a.m., they'll think they're snoozing, and he'll be hopping over that fence finding out what's going on. I'd like to invite the chief up to the lectern now, along with our town clerk, Mary Jo McCullough, to administer the oath.
Where you can
The Invocation, right? Just repeat after me, please. Would you guys get closer there?
No, you do.
Me?
Yeah, you do.
I, Robert DiFlumeri.
I, Rob DiFlumeri.
I did tell him, I said, this is the way I say it, I'm sorry. We're going to do this again. I, Robert DiFlumeri,
I, Robert DiFlumeri,
solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially
solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on you
all the duties incumbent on me
as police chief,
as police chief,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire,
and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I,
I,
Robert DiFlumeri,
Robert DiFlumeri,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to,
and will uphold and defend
and will uphold and defend
the Constitution of the United States of America
the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire,
and the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire.
and that I will oppose the overthrow of the government
I will oppose the overthrow of the government
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
or of this state by force,
or of this state by force,
violence,
violence,
or by any illegal or unconstitutionally method,
by any illegal or unconstitutionally method.
and that I will fairly and equitably
I will fairly and equitably
execute and enforce
execute and enforce
the laws thereof
the laws thereof
with the extent of my authority and jurisdiction.
with the extent of my authority and jurisdiction.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I,
I,
Robert,
Robert DiFlumeri,
do solemnly
do
swear
solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me as Chief of Police
all the duties incumbent on me as Chief of Police
for the Newton Police Department,
for the Newton Police Department,
and I will abide by
and I will abide by
and enforce all applicable ordinances of the town of Newton,
and enforce all the applicable ordinances of the town of Newton,
and I will obey
and I will obey
and be bound
and be bound
by such rules
by such rules
and regulations
and regulations
as are now,
as I know,
or maybe
or maybe
from time to time,
from time to time,
established for the government of the Newton Police Department.
established for the government of the Newton Police Department.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your new Chief of Police.
Thank you, MJ. At this time, I would like to invite Chief DiFlumeri's daughter, Darian, son,
Dariana.
Dariana. The A is missing. Dariana. His sons, Tyler and Nico, along with Bernadette, the chief's girlfriend, to participate in the badge pinning ceremony. You can have a seat. We're going to pause for a little That's just so that anybody in the room that would like to get pictures of Rob and the family, followed by Rob and the department, please do so now is the time.
Now you're in the video.
Let's step to the side, yeah.
Yep, that's good.
Are we looking at it? We're looking at it.
Thank you.
All right, if anybody would like to take a picture of the Newton PD team. Thank you all. Could I have the board of... Next. Could I have the board of selectmen come up, please? If you guys can do that.
Hey, Grace, get up here. Grace. Grace is our officer working for Southampton tonight.
Hey, Katrina, front and center.
All right, Katrina, come on up.
You're part of this team, Katrina.
Here's the real trees.
For those of you in the service, Katrina is the brains of the outfit.
You're gonna let me do this without chairs in the way someday.
Okay, we'll turn back. Board of Selectmen, come on up. Bob, step forward. Let's step in front of Appreciate it very much. Yep, thank you very much. This is not on the agenda and I apologize, but could I have all of Rob's fellow Jakes come up and have a picture with the new chief? Wait down this way, Bob. Even it out. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Right there, brother.
Rob, we need a bigger building.
You want a chair? Thank God. Thank you. Appreciate it. I understand that there are former police officers and retirees present. Would you please stand or step forward if you're in the back, and please be recognized this evening as well. What they do? Oh, Newton officers. Is that Newton officers here? Step forward. Former. Just step forward to be recognized. We don't want to shake your hand. Want to take a quick snap when you get?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the story.
Where's Nate? Nate, get over here. This is cool. This is Corey.
Go, come on.
Brian. Oh, my boys.
Another big picture.
Thank you. Come on down, gentlemen.
Get everybody in.
you guys. Appreciate it. Are you ready to go?
Thank you all for your patience. Again, this is not a momentous occasion, it's a historic occasion. Thank you. At this point in the program, I would like to ask retired ex-police chief Rich Kane to please come up and say a few words. Rich served as the interim while the search was going on for Chief DiFlumeri, and provided a guiding and steady hand to the men and women, and he'd like to say a few words. Rich?
Thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight for this special occasion to support now Chief DiFlumeri. The Newton Police Department really appreciates your support, as Rob does as well. As Dan mentioned earlier, the process of picking a new chief has been long and arduous at times. There's been 3 different processes with many candidates, many interviews, but I'm happy to report 3rd time's the charm. The town has chosen well in picking Chief DiFlumeri for this important role. During the interviews, I was able to sit and watch the interviews while the selectmen conducted it. And I want to tell you something about Rob's interview. He mentioned a lot of things about what he wants to do with the Newton Police Department and some of the changes he wants to make. But he said one thing that really stuck out to me, and that was this comment: I won't be outworked by anybody. And as I sat there, that is absolutely the God-honest truth. I'm here to tell you that's absolutely the case. In the short time that I've come to know him, he never refuses to take on an assignment. He never refuses to take on a challenge. He'll work endless hours to get the job done. He will lead by example. He will lead the way for his fellow officers and his fellow employees. I'm going to caution the officers behind me. Don't tell him to slow down. Don't tell him to take some time off. It's not in his makeup. And I attribute that to something that Rob and I talk about a lot. His parents and his upbringing have made Rob the man he is today. I'm going to challenge the young officers in the Newton Police Department. I dare you to try to keep up with him. If you can match his intensity, this department is in for a great future. Keep in mind, this man holds down 2 full-time jobs in law enforcement and the fire service. Not many people can say that. But I'd also like to challenge the chief, too. Chief, don't look back. Don't dwell on the past. Only look ahead to the future and how much promise it has for you. The town of Newton Police Department has gone through some many changes. Right? Some good, some not so good. While many things have changed, though, many things in law enforcement have stayed the same. I'd like to offer you some advice. This advice served me well in my career, 35 years with the Exeter Police Department, and hopefully it will serve you well in yours. 1, conduct yourself with honor. Your integrity is the single most important possession that you have. There'll be many times throughout your career as a chief that you'll face an opportunity to make the right decision or make the wrong decision. Remember that each of these decisions, whether right or wrong, will at some part become your legacy. 2, have a purpose-driven career. Know what's important to the leadership of your town and your community. These folks that are sitting right in front of you are the leadership. Put yourself to work in honoring what's important to them. As your career grows, make sure you're properly prepared when opportunities arise. You will have more influence to address change than anyone else in the town. 3, prepare yourself for the next opportunity. Remember that leaders aren't lifelong, that they are lifelong learners. Education does not make the person, but it makes any police officer and chief better. Be victim focused. Do not lose sight of this. The fact that it's all about maintaining public safety and ensuring that the victims are the center of your efforts. Ensure that your officers take the time and make the effort to solve crimes. Care for the victims and have compassion for anybody that's affected by crime. That's your job. That's your profession. Surround yourself with positive thinking people with excellence. If you wish to be a problem solver, an innovative chief, surround yourself with like-minded supervisors and officers. Be the change agent for your department. Believe me when I tell you this, many people will gladly and loudly identify problems in your police department for you. But only a few will have the power to resolve those problems, and you're one of them. Seek out a mentor. The advice of wise counsel can be priceless. Very few problems or situations that you will face in the coming months and years in your career will be unique. For those chiefs and supervisors in the room, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The advice of a wise old law enforcement professional is critically important when trying to avoid making the same predictable mistakes others have made. Learn from their success and learn, more importantly, from the mistakes that they've made. But most importantly, remember this, Chief. You work for the people of the town of Newton. And they alone have entrusted to you a great responsibility. Don't give them any reason to revoke that trust. That's who you work for. Chief, I wish you, your officers, your families, and the town of Newton nothing but the best. Take care of the people that work for you. Keep them safe, and keep yourself safe. May God always look over you and your department. Congratulations on your well-deserved.
Thank you, Chief King. Well spoken. At this time, I would like to invite Chief DiFlumeri to the lectern to say a few words.
A little something. Well, I don't really need these, but distinguished guests, colleagues, family, and friends, I stand before you today with immense pride and gratitude as I take on the role of Chief of Police. This moment is one of great significance, not only for me personally, but for our entire department and community we serve. First, I want to express my deepest thanks to the Board of Selectmen for placing your trust in me. I want to thank Town Administrator Jim O'Mara for everything that you've done for me through this whole process. I'm honored and humbled by the responsibility that comes with this position, and I vow to lead with integrity, transparency, and unwavering commitment to this community. First off, I want to thank my mentor in law enforcement, Chief Streeter, who taught me what integrity is all about and how to be a good cop. And if it's possible to have a second mentor, Chief Kane has been that to me. In the past year, he's inspired me and challenged us as a department to turn things around and put us on the path to reaching all of our goals as a professional police department. I want to thank my family for taking this journey with me. My girlfriend B, who's been by my side every step of the way. My firefighting family that I've been with for 30 years. I'll miss each and every one of you guys. To the men and women of this department, I'm proud to serve alongside of you. Your dedication and sacrifice do not only go unnoticed. I will always strive to give you the support, resources, and leadership you need to do your job safely and effectively. Finally, the community I serve, my door is always open. I encourage open communication, and I'm committed to hearing your concerns, ideas, and hopes for the future. The department belongs to all of us, and together we will build a partnership based on trust and transparency. Thank you, and I'm honored to serve as your police chief. And my heart is full. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Well spoken, well said. We're coming to a close of this historic occasion. I just wanted to let the chief know that I received a telephone call today from former United States Senator from New Hampshire, Attorney General Kelly Ayotte, who indicated that she wished to pass on her congratulations, and she will be calling you later. If you don't mind, I gave her your cell phone number. Won't be bad to have pretty soon. She's going to be governor. In preparation for this evening, this afternoon, I came across something that I didn't even know existed. It's called the Law Enforcement Oath of Honor. And at this time, I would like to ask anybody who is wearing a badge to please raise your right hand and repeat after me. On my honor, I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution, the community, and the agency I serve. So help me God. Thank you. I'm running out of notes, ladies and gentlemen. This actually concludes the evening's events. Thank you all for coming. For those of you who are still in service, please be safe. It's a different world out there, not like when we were growing up. We could all ride our bikes down the street, go play at our friend's house as long as we go home by the streetlights coming on, right? Those days are gone, unfortunately. But we have a department now led by Chief DiFlumeri, who is up for the task of keeping the residents, the visitors, and the businesses in the town of Newton safe. And with that, I wish you a very good afternoon, and thank you all for coming.